The people of the Pacific Ocean have shared for thousands of years a navigational heritage unparalleled in history. Long before the first European explorers have charted the world, these ocean-faring people have settled the islands of the vast Pacific Ocean, the greatest body of water on Earth. It is, to date, the greatest migration of people the world had ever seen, and it was accomplished thanks to the va'a, or outrigger canoe. The voyaging canoes of old have since given way to smaller crafts for commuting and fishing. The fishing canoe in turn evolved into a more sleek design as sports competition for amusement became popular. Although outrigger canoe paddling as a sport has been practiced since the mid-1800s, it was only with the advent of the Molokai Hoe in 1952 that the sport became renowned internationally. The 42-mile open ocean race between the islands of Molokai and Oahu in the Hawaiian island chain was one of the most grueling ocean sporting events of its time. Today, the event is the most popular open ocean outrigger canoe race in the world, with over 100 teams from around the globe competing annually. Crews must paddle across the treacherous Ka'ivi Channel, which makes the Molokai Hoe a challenge of athleticism and seafaring navigational skills. This year, over 20 international teams competed in the event, considered the World Championship of Open Ocean Outrigger Canoe Racing. As the sport grew, so did the will to create new international events. Since 1982, the International Va'a Federation organizes the World Sprint Championships of Outrigger Canoe Paddling. The World Sprints are held every 2 years at different locations. Today, over 2,000 paddlers representing 40 countries compete in double hull, single hull, and individual races on distances of 500 meter, 1,000 meter, and 1,500 meter events. In 2004, the first adaptive crews paddled in a demonstration event at the World Sprints of Hilo, Hawaii. The double hull canoes of 6 able-bodied paddlers and 6 adaptive paddlers sprinted 500 meters in the inaugural race.
Team Hawaii took an early lead, but the Italians challenged them down the course. Team Hawaii gathered up some extra effort at the end and pulled ahead in the last few feet of the race for the win.
The IVF, International Va'a Federation, is the world organizing body when it comes to the sport of outrigger canoe paddling, or Va'a. The World Sprints of Sacramento presented for the first time on its program adaptive paddling as a medal-winning category.
The work has been done by John Cord and Alan Carson with the Paralympic Committee, with all the classification. So this time in Sacramento, they're going to be a full part of the program. So that means during the award ceremony, the medal ceremony, they're going to be on post there with everybody, with everyone, as all the competitors here in Sacramento. And this adventure has started in 2002 in Bora Bora, when those adaptive paddlers came from Italy, and then we thought that we have to do something for them to be part of the program.
10 different countries were represented, such as Canada, Germany, Italy, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the USA.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, in New Zealand, they did give some medals out, but it was just sort of a bit of an afterthought. And this time it's a bit more incorporated in the whole event.
We've been training in 10, 11, 12 degrees ice, snow and frost, and paddling in raincoats and hoodies, and to come here, it's amazing.
There's a real kinship with paddling with the other adaptive paddlers. In my life, I haven't done anything with adaptive athletes at all until now, and although I really enjoy it, I mean, I love paddling and I like my able-bodied team, the feeling I get with being with these people and racing with these people is more like family.
There's no question of the sport's increasing popularity, as the outrigger canoe, or Va'a, instills the Polynesian values of family, teamwork, and sportsmanship. It is even more appealing to adaptive athletes, as the sport is very safe and easy to learn. It all starts with a canoe or va'a. For sprint race events allowing 12 paddlers, the double-hull canoe is utilized. The boat has the stability of a smaller class catamaran. And for smaller numbers of paddlers from 1-man to 6-man crews, the single-hull canoe with an outrigger is used. The hull of the va'a stretches up to 9 meters in length, depending on the number of paddlers. Along with its outrigger, the va'a offers unparalleled stability for adaptive paddlers compared to Olympic kayaks and canoes.
The outrigger canoe in its design is for stability and safety. So it's been used for millennia in the open ocean and on flat water. For an adaptive group of paddlers with various disabilities, the outrigger canoe provides that safety margin that I think is important for them to really then be able to excel in applying power and generating speed without having to worry about tipping the boat. So it really is kind of unique in its design and its application to this type of racing program, and especially at the world level, I think would be ideal.
An adaptive athlete can master the individual va'a in just a few hours. Foot pedals are not needed to navigate the va'a. Even athletes with spinal cord injuries whom lack lower body stability are able to navigate freely on the water, as they are strapped to a seat much like their wheelchairs. Although stable, the va'a is narrow, allowing the athlete to paddle close to the hip, minimizing torsional forces on vulnerable spinal cord lesions. The paddling technique also involves switching sides at regular intervals of 10 to 20 strokes, preventing lateral imbalance and muscular stress or development. Support seating is well advanced for athletes with spinal cord lesion, and design cooperation takes place between boat and sea manufacturers, enabling athletes with profound and varied disabilities to make a strong contribution.
Some of the mechanics are not difficult, but to really put it all together, it requires a lot of work. What I'm impressed by over these few years is how these folks that have disabilities quickly learn to adapt, even with the disabilities, so that they can pick up this sport.
Classification of adaptive paddlers is by far the most advanced, and it is constantly being improved by research at universities in England, Hawaii, and New York.
We modeled our point system after that used in wheelchair basketball, and I feel the benefit of simulating their system is the fact that, again, we can accommodate and include on the same team people with different types of disabilities, so you don't have to have a race with people just with spinal cord injury, a separate race for people with cerebral palsy and so forth. So it's, again, how much functionability you have, whether you have any one of those particular disability types, but you still can compete on the same, as a member of the same team. We want to accommodate athletes of all abilities, I mean a range of abilities, so would like to include people from all the major disability groups that are currently participating in Olympic sport. So you have people with spinal cord injury, you have people with amputations, people who are blind, people who have cerebral palsy, and also people who have spinal cord injury. The purpose, again, is to make fair and equitable competition among the competitors.
Athlete testing is undertaken on adapted Concept 11 rowing ergometers, with seats replicating the position in the boat. This enables the paddling action to be assessed bilaterally in all directions. The IVF classification point system enables crews to line up in competition with paddlers of different disabilities. This functional assessment system is by far the most advanced in paddle sports. To attract the world's media to a new Paralympic sport, it is essential that it is both spectacular and comprehensive. Adaptive paddling had its first race at the World Sprints Championships in 2004. Today, this sport includes regional sprint competition, as well as regional and international long-distance races. The numbers of clubs, including adaptive paddlers, have increased exponentially. Adaptive crew skills are improving fast, and ocean racing is set to become a media magnet. Long-distance open ocean races frequently include crew changes. Paddlers are rotated in the boat. It is easy to visualize a media presenter speculating on the tactics of adaptive team managers, substituting athletes with specific talents as the race unfolds. The process of crew changes alone would attract media and spectator interest, along with the crew's ocean-faring skills and athletic ability. Adaptive VA has the ingredients to make a life-changing contribution to the lives of its athletes, and a valuable contribution to the program of the Paralympic Games.
John Court, Chair, RVF Adaptive Paddling Committee.
Outrigger provides diversity, excitement and inspiration for its competitors and a wow factor for spectators. It includes men and women with profound disability at high level, and if it gets into both Olympic and Paralympic Games, I predict now that it will be unique in having star paddlers appearing in both games in the same year. Now that's what I call inclusion.
I've always believed that people with disabilities can do anything anybody else does if they're just given the opportunity.
We've had a recreation program for 6 years using the Hawaiian canoe as the background. And out of that, a group of disabled athletes came and said, we want to take it to the next level.
We have everything from a single amputee leg, single amputee arm. We have spinal injuries, from accidents, from birth. We have a gentleman that's blind, where we call out the stroke. So we have to work and adapt based upon who's in our boat.
To have a sport that's been a part of my culture, my heritage as being a native Hawaiian, to have it represented on a grander scale and brought to the forefront in a world-class competition is an awesome privilege.
If people on the outside just see what we're doing, it's not only about paddling, it's about the camaraderie. It's a team. They know what you're going through. And that's what it is in the boat. There's no individuals. You cannot get there by yourself.
I don't make any distinction between what we're doing here and a regular able-bodied crew. I coach this crew the same way. I really personally don't see their disabilities. They're all very capable. It's just amazing, and knowing that, why shouldn't we attack some of these larger and grander goals?
We've been working long enough and hard enough at this that I think we're really in sync. I think we're very tight as a crew, and I think the boats move well and smoothly, and if we do as well as we can, we should come out on top.
There's something about competition, you know, it's like going to battle, and whenever you go do battle together, you bond, you know, and we created good, long-lasting friendships, and I think it'll carry over into the race.
Each member of this team has an incredible amount of skills that they bring to the table. They're wheelchair athletes, they're wheelchair tennis players, they're marathon wheelchair guys, and what they bring with them is not only the physical skills, but they bring that heart of a warrior, that desire to, to do well, to excel. They are pioneering, they're opening the doors for other people with disabilities, and I hope when people see this on TV or they see a picture, something, that it inspires them to go beyond their comfort zone, to go take that step to the next level.
Please welcome to our finish line. Please welcome to our finish line. The Pure Life Racing Team. Pure Life Racing Team. Aloha.